Alright, hey guys, what is up? My name's Lindsay, if you don't know, but if you do, welcome back to my channel. And today we're gonna be doing some fun jewelry making. So I have my phone on this little tripod so that I can kind of get the action here, and then if I'm like talking to you here, we got like that double action, the two camera situation. But anyways, so you probably don't know unless you know me personally, like very personally. I don't even think a lot of people know this about me, but I actually used to make jewelry when I was younger. I had a registered business. I started when I was 10 years old. I just really got into jewelry making. So I thought that since I've been seeing some really fun jewelry lately that is super trendy right now that I think I could make pretty easily, I thought I would show you guys how to make it, and maybe you would want to make it and you have someone that like actually knows a little bit about jewelry, I think, to show you like the basics. Okay, so I'm just on Instagram right now. I'm just holding the tripod because it's easier. But one of the places that I first saw this jewelry, so the jewelry they're making is like the pearl and beads jewelry, you know what I mean? So Matte Jewelry, M-A-T-H-E is their name, and they make like really cool jewelry that I was honestly a little bit surprised when this became a trend, just because it could look kind of tacky or it could kind of look too juxtaposition. But then as I looked more and more at it, I guess it's like anything, you start to like it. So I have been looking at all of their stuff and I kind of pulled some inspiration from them, but I kind of made it my own, and I thought it'd be so easy and fun to make. You just want to make some fun jewelry that's more personalized, or you want to have a fun time and learn how to make jewelry, then let's do it together. Basically, when I went to That Bead Lady, that store, the reason why I love it so much is because they have such a large selection of all types of stuff. But I love that store because I can like have my little bin and go around and like choose this or choose that and kind of design what I want to make as I'm there. And that's super beneficial for me. So this is what I all got, lots and lots of things. So basically, the cool thing about these necklaces is that although pearls, like real freshwater pearls, which is what I got, are definitely a bit pricier, but you don't have to use as many because half the necklace is going to be like a bead, or you're only going to use some of them. So if you wanted to make this and buy like one strand of pearl beads for $20 or $30, then you could make like 2 or 3 necklaces out of it, and I think it'll be worth it. But just a heads up that this is a little bit more pricey, the freshwater pearls. But anyways, I'm gonna lay out what I got and show you kind of what I'm thinking, because I designed about 4 necklaces as I'm there, and then I'll have it all laid out and let's get on to it, because I feel like I've been talking for way too long. So let me lay it out. Okay, so here are the necklaces that I kind of designed. So when I was there, I found this, I found like the wall where they had a few of these strings of different freshwater pearls, and I actually found these are silicone balls. I bought a certain amount of them and I wanted to alternate them in like a specific pattern and kind of have like maybe 2 or 1 pearl in between. I don't know for sure yet, but that is going to be one necklace, I think. And then this necklace, so I don't know if you can see, but it has 2 holes basically, and then these beads also have 2 holes. So I thought that I could like basically alternate these with these, and it'll be really fun, like freshwater pearls with all these really beautiful warm tone other beads. And then with these beads over here, I got a few of these, and they're a bit bigger and flatter freshwater pearls. I definitely have an inspiration picture for this one, because this one I pretty much am making like pretty much a very similar thing, because it's hard to not. But I couldn't decide between these 2 purples, because this one's a bit shinier and this one is like matte or like gloss, and like this one is kind of more iridescent. So I just bought both, and then I bought these really pretty iridescent white pearly ones. And then I just kind of wanted to be able to use all the pearls here since they are expensive. Like I didn't want to have leftover ones. I thought whatever was left from these pearls, like these 2 strands, we could kind of like maybe alternate them and add like this little middle piece, and then use these and whatever's left of these to kind of like go on the other side, because I've been noticing there's a lot of ones where like the pearls are on one side and then like beads are on the other side. So that is kind of the idea for today. And I think I also want to make an anklet. So if we have some stuff left, I think that I might try to make an anklet too. But yeah, are you gonna love it? Okay, but you're kind of in the way though. And also, you're not supposed to be on the counter, girl. So, that is kind of all we got. Let's start with the basics. So, obviously, some of the most important stuff to have is the beads that you want to use to make the necklace. Obviously, we went through that, so we are good. Now, here are some of the more intricacies of jewelry making. So, this is my little toolkit that I have acquired over the years. So basically the main tools that you really need are just a few. So these type of pliers are good. I prefer these ones that are a bit more skinny nose pliers. I find that they're much easier to work with, especially like if you're doing jump rings or small things like that. And I'll tell you what a jump ring is after, don't worry. And then the other ones that you might use are basically just cutting ones. I have a few different ones of those, just acquiring them over some time, but basically to snip your wires, snip anything. Those are the basics. Now, if you're doing beading, like what we're doing today, and you're gonna be putting beads on a wire, you're gonna have to crimp the wire at the end. This is crimping. You can kind of see it looks a little weird. There's like these little 2 holes in it. So basically you need your tools to be able to work with jewelry. Okay, Maisie, I don't think that the tools are very comfortable. Are they? Okay. I think that she's just going to be here for a little bit. Okay, so now the smaller tools that you'll need. So you're going to want some sort of clasp. So that is basically like that. You're also going to want a jump ring, and a jump ring basically, it like opens, I'll show you. So basically you have your jump ring, and then open your jump ring, and then close your jump ring. And that is how a jump ring works. And then these are the little crimp beads. So basically they have these really wide holes. And then this is optional, but I've always had like these extender chains that you can use and add onto your jewelry. Okay, and then the last thing you need is wires. So if you're using, you can just like tie dollar store wire if you want. Like you can just buy clear string. I cannot guarantee that that won't make your necklace break, and I think that this ends up making your necklace look so professional, and it is professional. This is what the professionals do. Okay, sorry, I think the camera cut me off there, but basically you just want a beading wire that is like a stainless steel wire. That's what will allow the crimping to happen because it's like a metal. Okay, I also almost forgot to tell you that this is a lifesaver. I got this from the dollar store over 10 years ago. That's why it's not very cute, but you can use a placemat that you already have or a piece of fabric, but this is kind of like this thicker foamy kind of piece, and basically if you work on a hard surface doing this, you're gonna lose your stuff all the time and it's gonna slide off and you're gonna get really frustrated. So to prevent that, just put some sort of fabric. You could even buy this from the dollar store for $1, like a bead mat basically, and that makes the world of a difference. So I would definitely recommend to get yourself one of those before you start pouring all your beads out. Okay, so this is kind of how I like to set it up. So I kind of have like my beads and what I need laid out on the mat, and I have like my clasps and finishings and everything. And then I like to design exactly what I'm gonna do on here first. And here I kind of have 3 options. So I have like the purple bead and the white bead, purple bead, pearl, and then I have this bead, so you can see the difference between these two. One is like, this one's more iridescent and this one's more not, like it's just gloss. So I tried it with that one, and then I basically did the same thing here, but with the iridescent one, and I definitely figured out that I like the iridescent better, so we're not doing that. And then between these ones, I also thought of doing like, instead of purple, white, purple, white, of just doing like white, purple, white. But I didn't like that as much either. So this is the pattern that we're gonna do, and let's get started. So let me show you how to start your necklace. Okay, so just take your wire and kind of measure it around your neck and give yourself like a few inches of space, because when you crimp it, you're gonna bend the wire in. I'll show you how to do that, but just give yourself some space. So I'm gonna actually cut myself a lot. So I just wanna be extra safe, and gonna cut it there. But the idea of all of these are that they're not gonna be that long of necklaces, kind of like choker size-ish. So that is the size I'm doing, but that is like definitely really big, and I just wanna make sure I have enough. So basically, here are the basics. You have your wire. You're going to put on one of your crimp beads. Okay. You're gonna grab whatever you're attaching. So we'll just do a clasp. Actually, I'm gonna attach this on first. I like to use a small jump ring right before my clasp because I find it's more realistic for you to actually open on your own with your fingers, because if there's just a really big bead right before the clasp, it's gonna be way harder for you to put on. So now you slide that on too. So now you have both. So what you're gonna do, you're going to take this end and you're going to feed it through the crimped bead, okay? And you wanna pull it a little bit, because if you have a bit of wire here, it's gonna make the end of this much stronger. Then you're gonna push it all the way up to where you want it. In my experience, pushing it all the way to the jump ring, like all the way to there, is not always the best, because it's easier it just is not a lot of room for it to move, and sometimes it messes it up. So I like to move it down just a little bit, so it's about to here. Now you're gonna take your special crimper. So when I close it, you can see how it's like a half moon and then a circle. So basically what we do is we press the crimp down with that one first. So I'll show you. Go like this. You're basically crimping it. And now your crimp looks like this. It's in place. And then you're just gonna close it so it's a little smaller. So now you put it in basically like that. You kind of close it. And that is the end of your string. Okay, so now we are gonna start beading. We're gonna start with the smaller beads. You always wanna start with your smaller beads. Okay, so now once you've had a bit strung on, we're gonna push it all the way down. So since this bead didn't fit in it, I'm actually just going to push this all the way up. And now I'm going to feed it through this bead because I know it'll fit. And then that way the wire can still feed through a little bit. So whenever you're done feeding it through, normally I would feed it through like this much just to be like safe, and so it's a good inch, but it's okay. As long as it's fed through a little bit, it should be good. That is just for extra precaution, but that is totally fine. So basically I'm cutting the excess off that other string. Sometimes I even move it down a bit and just cut it a little shorter than where I know it's gonna be so that it doesn't poke through. Okay, and that is how our necklace looks so far, and I am so happy with it so far, so I'm just going to bead the rest of it all the way until it's the length that I want it. Okay, so this necklace is all beaded. So basically what you're gonna do here is the same thing we did here. You're just gonna feed everything through and crimp it. Okay, so I just held this like basically around my neck, and I think it's at the perfect height, or the perfect length as is. So we are just gonna attach one jump ring and not the extender, which is totally great. So this side is a little bit harder than the other side because we have to like shove it through the necklace. So hang on. Okay, so now this little piece is attached and we have our first necklace. So cute. It's so easy and quick to make your own jewelry, honestly. Sometimes like, this is so pretty, so pretty. So I think that's gonna look so cute. Let's put it on right now. Let's just do it. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but what do we think? I think it's good. All right, hey everyone, it's the next day, so Monday. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. I wore it for the rest of the night. It was so cute. I think that this type of style is so cute. Like all these chokers and stuff, I feel like they're gonna look so good even going into fall with like all of these crew necks and everything. So that's exciting. But anyways, so today what I want to show you guys is a few more things when making jewelry, and then I'm gonna make a bunch of jewelry, and then I'm gonna show you guys how to style it. I figured that would be really beneficial because then you can kind of see how this jewelry is kind of out there. Maybe you don't know how to style it exactly, but I'm gonna style it all for you, and I'm super excited for that. So let's get into the next necklace. Okay, so at the store, I thought it would look cute to do the white and then the lighter blue. I guess it's kind of like a gray, but it's cute. And then this purple, this purple, this purple. So they have a bunch of different colors, but that was kind of what I thought would look cute. Okay, so here's all our stuff, and then I'm just gonna put the clasp on it like I already showed you guys how to do so that the wire is ready. So just give me 1 sec. So here's the little trick that I wanted to show you guys. When you're working with really big beads, like for example putting these two next to each other, like if I just slide this right on, if you do it too tight, you're just not going to be able to bend your necklace, or you do too loose and you'll see the wire in between. So the best way to do that is actually to use like, filler beads. So filler beads are like the first necklace we used, those are all filler beads basically besides the pearl. But I'm going to use these pearls that I already had. So that really helps it, even if it's tight, it will bend a lot easier without you seeing the wire. It just gives it some flexibility. And the other thing about this is that when you use filler beads, your like better beads that you spent more money on last so much longer, because even though it doesn't look like a big space in between, it kind of adds up as the necklace goes. So if I were to just put the pearl and the silicone beads, I might run out of the silicone beads that I bought, but since I'm having a bunch of fillers throughout the necklace, that'll create like a few inches, which will help bring the silicone all the way around, if that makes sense. So filler beads are great. They're definitely necessary if you have big beads, and they also just help it add a little bit more detail to your necklace and everything like that. So let me bead the rest of it. Okay, so all done. I love how this turned out. I think it's so fun, and I really like that the metal just attaches, easy peasy. And then you can just put it on so easily like this. Done. But anyways, so that was that one. And there's one more thing I want to show you before I finish making the rest of the jewelry. Okay, so what I really want to show you guys, because if you don't want to do the beading, you don't want to buy the beads, like I get it, don't worry. You're just like, I just want some simple chains to stack, or I just want whatever. I'm going to show you how to make your own chain out of any chain, and you will save a lot of money by doing this yourself. So I found this chain at that bead lady, and basically how they have it set up there is they have a bunch of chains on rolls, and you can be like, I want 1 foot, I want 1.5 feet, that type of thing. So I got 1.5 feet of this just because I like to be for sure, and I thought it was so pretty. It's all roses, and I do like to buy my chains from there, or like places that have like sterling silver plated, but you can also go to Michael's and get a chain, and like it might tarnish a little bit over time, but you can just get a chain and grab all the things you're gonna need for like 10 bucks, 12 bucks, and make a few chains for yourself, and that'll be so good. But anyways, let's get into it. So the first thing you want to do obviously is figure out how long you want your chain. So I'm going to try this on. I think I'll probably add the extender to this one, just because I like when sometimes I want my chain shorter, but sometimes I want them a little longer. And that way you're not like too committed to the length, worst case, you know what I mean? So I figured I'd wanted it about this long. Just measure it to your neck and figure out what length is best for you. That is kind of it. So we're just gonna have to cut the chain where we want it, and obviously try to avoid the nicer pieces of the chain. So now we have this. So super easy. You have your chain. You cut it to the length you want. You're most likely gonna have 2 little holes, or just the chain itself, enough to fit 2 jump rings through. So all you're gonna need for this is 2 jump rings and your clasp. And then basically what you're gonna do is just open the jump ring and attach everything on. So let's start. Okay, so open like this. Slide this on one side. Slide one side of the chain on the over it. Literally close it. And I find when I close it, I like to go back and forth till it makes this sound. I don't know if you could hear it, but it's kind of like a little clip sound because I know it like touched each other. So if you don't touch each other, then you risk there being a little tiny sliver and this coming out of it. So same thing again, open your jump ring, slide on your extender chain. If you don't have an extender chain, then literally just put the chain right on. All right, and then close it. Okay, and literally, wow, we have a brand new professional chain. Look at that, look at that. Let me try her on. Okay, I don't know how much you can see from here, but hi. So that is so easy. So that like is the best. You can go into a store, you can literally pick the exact chain you want, and you can make as many necklaces as you want out of it. And I think that is just so beneficial for stacking chains. So that is one I definitely want to show you guys and recommend. So I'm gonna get to all of the rest of them, and then I'm gonna show you guys how to style everything. All right, so I'm gonna get into this. See you soon. Okay, so here are all of the finished necklaces, and I even made some anklets. So as you can see, I definitely had some fun and made lots of things. I showed you how to make this chain, and I had this chain that was able to make an anklet too, and lots of fun stuff. So I'm really happy with everything. I think it was super fun, and now I'm gonna go try on all this stuff for you guys and show you how to wear it. Definitely have already been wearing it. If you follow me on Instagram, you would see lots of that. So I'm super excited to continue wearing it, and I think that these pieces are really great even going into fall. So I'm so excited. So let's get to it. Alright, that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it and enjoyed seeing all the styling. I definitely have already been posting the necklaces with outfits on my Instagram, so if you want to check that out, and if you go there, then you'll have like a little sneak peek of what's coming up for videos in the future. But anyways, I hope you have a great rest of your day or night or weekend or whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much. Bye.